The Birth of Moses by Ginzberg. When Amram separated from his wife on account of the edict published against the male children of the Hebrews, and his example was followed by all the Israelites, his daughter Miriam said to him, "Father, thy decree is worse than Pharaoh's decree. The Egyptians aim to destroy only the male children, but thou includest the girls as well. Pharaoh deprives his victims of life in this world, but thou preventest children from being born, and thus thou deprivest them of the future life too. He resolves destruction, but who knows whether the intention of the wicked can persist? Thou art a righteous man, and the enactments of the righteous are executed by God, hence thy decree will be upheld." Amram recognized the justice of her plea, and he repaired to the Sanhedrin and put the matter before this body. The members of the court spoke and said, "It was thou that didst separate husbands and wives, and from thee should go forth the permission for remarriage." Amram then made the proposition that each of the members of the Sanhedrin return to his wife and wed her clandestinely, but his colleagues repudiated the plan, saying, "And who will make it known unto the whole of Israel?" Accordingly, Amram stood publicly under the wedding canopy with his divorced wife Jochebed, while Aaron and Miriam danced about it, and the angels proclaimed, "Let the mother of children be joyful." His remarriage was solemnized with great ceremony, to the end that the men that bad followed his example in divorcing their wives might imitate him now in taking them again unto themselves. And so it happened. 37. Old as Jochebed was, she regained her youth. Her skin became soft, the wrinkles in her face disappeared, the warm tints of maiden beauty returned, and in a short time she became pregnant. 38. Amram was very uneasy about his wife's being with child. He knew not what to do. He turned to God in prayer, and entreated him to have compassion upon those who had in no wise transgressed the laws of his worship, and afford them deliverance from the misery they endured, while he rendered abortive the hope of their enemies, who yearned for the destruction of their nation. God had mercy on him, and he stood by him in his sleep, and exhorted him not to despair of his future favors. He said further that he did not forget their piety, and he would always reward them for it, as he had granted his favor in other days unto their forefathers. "Know therefore," the Lord continued to speak, "that I shall provide for you altogether what is for your good, and for thee in particular that which shall make thee celebrated. For the child out of dread of whose nativity the Egyptians have doomed the Israelite children to destruction shall be this child of thine, and shall remain concealed from those who watch to destroy him. And when he has been bred up, in a miraculous way, he shall deliver the Hebrew nation from the distress they are under by reason of the Egyptians. His memory shall be celebrated while the world lasts, and not only among the Hebrews, but among strangers also. And all this shall be the effect of my favor toward thee and thy posterity. Also his brother shall be such that he shall obtain my priesthood for himself, and for his posterity after him unto the end of the world." After he had been informed of these things by the vision, Amram awoke, and told all unto his wife Jochebed. 39. His daughter Miriam likewise had a prophetic dream, and she related it unto her parents, saying, "In this night I saw a man clothed in fine linen. Tell thy father and thy mother," he said, "that he who shall be born unto them shall be cast into the waters, and through him the waters shall become dry, and wonders and miracles shall be performed through him, and he shall save my people Israel and be their leader forever." 40. During her pregnancy, Jochebed observed that the child in her womb was destined for great things. All the time she suffered no pain, and also she suffered none in giving birth to her son, for pious women are not included in the curse pronounced upon Eve, decreeing sorrow in conception and in childbearing. 40. At the moment of the child's appearance, the whole house was filled with radiance equal to the splendor of the sun and the moon. A still greater miracle followed. The infant was not yet a day old when he began to walk and speak with his parents, and as though he were an adult, he refused to drink milk from his mother's breast. 43. Jochebed gave birth to the child 6 months after conception. The Egyptian bailiffs, who kept strict watch over all pregnant women in order to be on the spot in time to carry off their newborn boys, had not expected her delivery for 3 months more. These 3 months, the parents succeeded in keeping the babe concealed, though every Israelitish house was guarded by 2 Egyptian women, one stationed within and one without. At the end of this time, they determined to expose the child, For Amram was afraid that both he and his son would be devoted to death if the secret leaked out, and he thought it better to entrust the child's fate to divine providence. He was convinced that God would protect the boy and fulfill his word in truth. 45.